Nothing beats the feeling of seeing a goalkeeper run the full length of the pitch to go up for a later corner, deep in injury time. It builds some sort of unexpected adrenaline, like something is about to happen. The trophy wins, summer signings, and unbeaten records are things to always look forward to, but we all live to see a manager give their goalie the nod to charge forward when their team really needs an injury time winner. These are truly football's golden moments. Well, the ball never always ends in the back of the net, but it doesn't mean it never happens. Here are the 6 times in the Premier League's history that goalkeepers scored. Peter Schmeichel. He is the first ever to do it in England's top flight. The former Dane international is regarded among the greatest goalies ever and had quite a presence in goal. Nothing distracted opposition defenders more than seeing the massive Dane charging onto corners and free kicks. During his sole season at Aston Villa, Schmeichel got his name in the history books. The Villains were trailing Everton 3-1 at Goodison Park when they got a late corner. As usual, Schmeichel rushed forward to help his team and positioned himself at the back post. A deflected ball fell to him, and unmarked, he duly finished with a plum. The goal, though, proved to be just a consolation as they lost 3-2. This was Schmeichel's last goal in his distinguished career, where he netted an astonishing 13 goals, most of which came during his time at Vidovre in Denmark. Pretty sure there are outfield players who never got half of that throughout their careers. Peter was special. Brad Friedel. With his Rover side losing 2-1 away, Friedel found his way into the host's box for a corner ball in the 89th minute. Luckily, the ball fell to him, and he instinctively prodded in and was subsequently mobbed by his teammates. They did not manage to hold on for a point, though, as Charlton stole the victory in stoppage time thanks to Klaus Jensen's classy finish. Paul Robinson. The year is 2007, and Tottenham Hotspur are hosting Watford at White Hart Lane. The London club are leading courtesy of a Jermaine Genesis first half strike, but are in search of a second that would give them the much-needed security. Spurs a free kick just by their touchline, and Paul Robinson takes it, long, looking for his strikers Jermaine Defoe and Mido, but as it bounced inside the Watford box, it became clear that Watford goalie Ben Forster was in trouble. The ball evaded the Spurs strikers and skidded up off the surface, and before Forster, on loan from Manchester United, could react, the ball had dropped off over his head and into the back of the net, straight from a free kick. Seems like Robinson had been working on this in the training ground, right? He conceded late on, but Spurs eventually won 3-1, with Hossam Ghali scoring the other. This was not his only strike. The former England international has had his name on the score sheet too, grabbing a goal during a League Cup tie for Leeds. Tim Howard. If you thought Robinson's goal was a top drawer, you haven't heard of Tim Howard's spectacular effort for Everton. With the match evenly balanced, Everton needed a lift, and on the 63rd minute, they got exactly what they were craving for. Only difference was, it was not a striker or midfielder, it was their goalie who got them the much-needed goal. The legendary goalkeeper cleared a routine ball from his own box, and thanks to the strong winds, the ball was carried to within 30 yards of the net. It then took a freak bounce off the surface before sailing over Howard's hapless Bolton counterpart, Adam Bogdan, who had harmlessly come off his line, sending the crowd of nearly 30,000 into a frenzy. Asmir Begovic. On the weekend of November 2nd, 2013, loads of Premier League goals were scored, but one stood out, that of Stoke City goalie Asmir Begovic. Just 12 seconds into the Potters' clash against Southampton, the Bosnian international punted the ball forward, possibly searching for his strikers. However, thanks to the windy weather, the ball looped up awkwardly over his opposite number Artur Boric, much to the excited home crowd. Not only was the goal his first ever professional strike, but it went into the Guinness Book of Records for longest goal ever scored. Alisson Becker. As always, we save the best for last, and this happens to be the most recent. Alisson's goal sums up the perfect scenario of a goalkeeper going up for a later corner when their team needs a goal. With Liverpool's Champions League hopes hanging by a thread with their clash against West Brom locked at 1-1, the Brazilian quickly joined his teammates as Trent Alexander-Arnold went to take a corner deep in added time. The goalie positioned himself well and met the ball perfectly, with enough force and precision of a seasoned striker, directing it in past Sam Johnstone and into the far corner, becoming the 6th goalie to achieve this feat. The win ensured Liverpool's destiny remained in their own hands, and they eventually qualified for the Champions League the following season. That was just pure unadulterated English Premier League. Just a shame that it was scored in front of nobody during a COVID-hit Premier League season. It was also the very first header scored by a goalkeeper in the league since 1992.